Instead of chasing returns, we should be focusing on consistency of returns. People have very high expectations of from mutual fund, that and they want that within couple of days, couple of months or couple of years their money should be doubled or the returns should be magical. I am extremely proud and happy to say that more than 2 lakh pocket SIP we have been able to procure or garner.
How much was your first salary, sir? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember it was at around 3,290 rupees.
What did you do with that? When do you think now is the time for me to move to another department or try something new?
Chasing money is not the end result. This is what, because even if I chase money and rush to some other company, there will be always lakhs or crores of people who will be having more money than me.
Absolutely.
Title sponsor CAL's Renewable Energy. Building tomorrow with clean energy. Call 9344 62680.
வெல்கம் பேக் டு another எபிசோட் ஆஃப் மேஜிக் 20 தமிழ் வழங்கும் கார்னர் ஆஃபீஸ். நிறைய C-level லீடர்ஸோட பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கோம். இன்றைக்கி இது வந்து நம்ம எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்ச ஒரு பிராண்ட். இந்த பிராண்டு பேரை சொன்னால் கிட்டத்தட்ட இன்றைக்கி ஒரு 5 வயசு குழந்தை கூட இந்த பிராண்ட் நேம் கண்டிப்பாக தெரியும். அப்படி ஒரு இந்தியாவோட ஐகானிக் லெகசி பிராண்டோட ஒரு டிவிஷனோட MD and CEO தான் இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பேச போகிறோம். எஸ், we're going to talk to Mr. R.K. Jha from LIC Asset Management Mutual Funds, MD and CEO of LIC. Thank you so much, sir. So glad to see you here. Thank you. நமக்கு ராஞ்சினாலே தோனி தான் தெரியும். ஸோ இவரும் ராஞ்சிலேருந்து தான் வந்திருக்காரு. ஸோ இன்னைக்கு ஃபுல்லாகவே நம்ம இங்கிலீஷில் தான் பேச போகிறோம். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் ஃபார் டூயிங் திஸ் ஷோ வித் அஸ். We absolutely have the pleasure of learning from more than 3 decades of your experience with LIC. We all know LIC as an iconic brand. How did your journey start with LIC? This was your first job, right? And only job, if I'm not right?
Yes, this is the only job.
How did you start, sir?
So first of all, greetings to all the viewers of the Magic 20 Tamil. In fact, I joined LIC in the year September 8, 1989. And my father has been my ideal or inspiration for joining LIC. And as you may know, that earlier persons or persons of our generation, they used to start job in one particular company and they used to retire from that particular, unlike the current situation where there is lot of opportunities, also lot of private companies are there and people join and then they leave after 5-10 years. So earlier, so that is what my thinking was, that I had to enter into some good public sector, and during those times mainly the competition or the job opportunities used to come largely into public sector companies like LIC, banks, income tax, customs, all those, RBI, NABARD, all those. So during those times I had been, after my graduation I was giving lot of competitive exams, and fortunately I was getting qualified also in many jobs. And during certain period there was certain hardships for us, for our family, and there was urgency to get into the job. So that in fact my father was after retirement he was afflicted with paralysis from his shoulder down to the below. So we were hard pressed for financial this thing, and both the parents wanted that their sons should get into a job quickly. So that is how I was trying for all the competitive exams, but my father was adamant that I should join some company with a class 1 job, not class 3 or class 4 kind of jobs. So he, when I had appeared for LIC and given the test and then interview, my interview had gone very well, बहुत अच्छा हुआ था, that was excellent. So he was all, but the result was not coming, it was delayed. So he said, just wait, have patience, I hope that you will be definitely getting into LIC. So in September 89 I got a call. Then the training happened in Delhi. Practical training was at Sirohi in Rajasthan for 2.5 months. Then my first posting was in Raipur branch, one of the oldest branch of the LIC organization. And there I stayed for 3.5 years before getting my promotion and posted to Satna branch one, again a very old and very big branch. So initial years I find that I have learnt a lot, and lot from the various employees who were there, who guided me like their children or somebody who is young to this organization. And one thing I would like to tell you and all the viewers also, that during those times mutual fund was not very popular, or it was not there, practically not there. So I started savings through LIC policies only. And at that time, in LIC there was a very good scheme of salary saving scheme, which means from your salary only a certain small amount, 100, 200, 500 rupees will be deducted, and accordingly an insurance of 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 5 lakhs, depending upon your salary, you can start. So that is how I started my journey of savings, through small LIC policies of 50,000, 1 lakh of rupees. And that is what helped me also later on, when certain complexities arose because of my father's illness getting deteriorated, or when my family became large, my son also came, and there were a lot of functions to be done. So these savings helped me a lot in warding off the various challenges which came into the life.
How much was your first salary, sir? Do you remember?
Yes, I remember it was at around 3,290
What did
rupees.
you do with that?
The first salary, I purchased many clothes. First of all, a few good clothes for myself, shirt, pants, which I was short of. And then since I was allotted a house also at Raipur, and there was no furniture there. So I purchased 4 chairs, one small table, medium table, etc., a cot, and some kitchen utensils. And whatever money was saved, I sent it to my parents as money order. That time money order was a prevalent mode of sending money. So that is how I started.
What was your first role for you said 3.5 years before you got the promotion, right? The moment we say LIC, people only think about LIC agents,
Right.
right? What was your job at LIC
My
then?
job was the initial first posting, the first designation is Assistant Administrative Officer, W. That is the first position of class 1. So that was the first post I was recruited in LIC, and that is how I started my career. And there is a new business department wherein all the proposals which are received are underwritten, then policy number, etc., risk commences from there. So that department I was allotted initially.
So this year you're going to complete 37 years with LIC, right?
Right.
Same year as my brother was born, so it's
Right.
going to be 37 years. And I think there has not been a single department which you've not worked. When I went through your profile, you've also been into marketing, you've been into distribution, even human resources,
Right.
right? So what's the thought process of working with across departments? Because people today would take one niche and they want to be the expert. They don't even want to try other things. But you have tried almost every department. Where did
Yes,
that come from?
I have been extremely lucky and fortunate that I have been exposed to various departments. Almost all the assignments which is possible, whether it is HR, whether it is vigilance department, or I'll tell you, NB department I spoke to you, new business department, some bit of accounts department. Then I was for 2 years posted as PNGS chief manager in Dehradun also. PNGS means pension and group superannuation scheme. There I was fortunate to able to crack one of the largest group scheme for LIC, since the headquarter of ONGC also falls at that particular place at Dehradun, and I was extremely fortunate to get that business. Then I worked as in charge also marketing in marketing department, in marketing in bank assurance. I worked for 2 years. And then I came to investment department also. Investment, the front office also I worked, in the back office also I worked. So I have been exposed to various. I'm extremely fortunate, that is what I will tell you, and I learnt a lot. This is also a fact that I have learnt a lot about the various nuances of the working, how to gel with the respective department personals. And I have been also transferred to several places. Many places I have been transferred during this last 37 years. And I am extremely fortunate that I have been able to make several friends also. That has also been a strength for me, that I have been, besides my own relatives or own friends from childhood days, many LIC officials are also my very good friends, and they keep on mentoring me, guiding me whenever there is any need or any requirement.
When do you think of changing a role? For example, you are into marketing or sales, right?
Right. Yeah.
When do you think now is the time for me to move to another department or try something new? What makes you make that decision?
See, there are two aspects of the same. One is that the personal department on its own also, they take an, I'll tell you, there is a preference form sort of thing. We call it P form, wherein we give our choices of the various departments we work next, besides the department in which we are. So that is one basis upon which they take a decision where that officer has to be selected or transferred to this year, so that he can grow further. So this is one aspect. Secondly, this is one part wherein they do on their own. But sometimes we also feel that after spending say 3, 5, 10 years, we also say that we have done our sufficient working, or we have put in sufficient years of our working in that particular department or segment, and now we can be transferred to some other department where the corporation feels better. So that is how I normally used to get. I've been lucky enough to get very good assignments also, in every aspect, and people have supported me a lot, tremendously, and that's why I've grown to this position.
And you also mentioned previously saying it is very common in your time to stick to a company for a very long. You get into a job and that's it, right?
Right.
I still remember my father has worked in only 3 companies in his entire life, and the third was ours, right?
Yes.
When I quit my first job, he was furious. He didn't talk to me for about a year, when almost a month when I quit my first job. Even 2 weeks ago, we had some little fight, and then he mentioned you quit your job before without telling me, right? But there are a lot of things that the companies tries today, right? Like from health insurance to even mental health
Right.
today. Every company is trying a lot of different things, right? But the loyalty has a different term now. What made you stick with LIC for so many years? Apart from just being the norm wasn't the case. There are a lot of people even in your time made a lot of switches in different companies also. What did LIC do differently for that you never wanted to leave LIC?
The one thing which comes to my mind is that the networking or the bonding between the or amongst the employees is one of the best in LIC. And one thing more which I saw is that whenever an employee faces certain challenges or he is into some kind of distress, the entire officials and employees of LIC of that particular place rushes to that employee or his family to support them in times of crisis. So besides money is one of the most important thing, but besides money I feel that this is very very human touch is extremely vital and important. Because I'll tell you, wherever I have been transferred, I have a son. So wherever I used to go, whether it is a staff quarter or getting a gas connection or getting admission of my son into the school, college, wherever it is there. So the entire LIC team, one person or other will come and support you in ensuring that you are comfortable for say within a month or within 2 months time you are totally comfortable, and your family, everybody is put into place. So that I suppose is very very important. That makes life easy also, and that helps to establish relationship, friendship very very quickly. बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है, and that rapport, that bonding starts developing. So this is one factor we use, and we also ourselves used to take care of any new employee who used to come to that particular branch or to the divisional office or to that respective office, whatever office, and we used to give him or her the same kind of support to facilitate them also to settle down initially. So
Right.
what I feel that a human touch or the culture of the organization is very very important to ensure that the employee stays for a long period of time. Chasing money is not the end result. This is what, because even if I chase money and rush to some other company,
Yeah.
there will be always lakhs or crores of people who will be having more money than me.
Then you,
So
absolutely.
more
Yes.
money, much better pay, much better job, and so all these things cannot be met, or I cannot ward off. I can only be responsible for getting good quality friends for myself, good accustomed life for my family also, my son also, they should be also happy. And fortunately for LIC, we are having staff quarter at all the places. So immediately once I'm allotted a staff quarter, the entire families, everyone will start coming to you, helping you. Even if I'm at office, my wife will get lot of support and help. My son will be getting lot of help and support from the children of the other officials. So that made my life extremely easy.
Easy.
I had not to worry about my family much, except for bringing the household items, grocery, etc. Otherwise they will be helping
Self-sufficient.
helping
Understood. Awesome. So, you have been with LIC for about 37 years, and probably today LIC has about 30 crore policy holders, right?
Right.
30 years ago, that wasn't the case. And one thing that made it possible was the distribution channel that they had, right?
Right.
So, from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, everywhere, even to the smallest villages, LIC made sure that they had a representative. How did that happen? What was the strategy behind it? How long did it take to achieve that level of penetration?
See, as per my reading of the and working of the LIC, the first and foremost thing is that LIC has the concept of development officer. The development officers are recruited by centrally organized written test, interview, etc. Now, these development officers are supposed to recruit agents, and those agents are recruited on the basis of nominal qualification, and they have to pass a small test of IRDA to get qualify for selling insurance policies. So this has been the practice from the entire country. One thing is that there were 2048 branches of LIC, which is all around the country. And secondly, there is a large number of section of development officers who are class 2 officers. Their main purpose is to recruit agents, and through them they should be getting business, etc., and they have to achieve their targets, etc. So that is how this work of appointing agents, recruiting agents have been the core of growth of LIC. I
LIC.
mean, the agency force has also grown to almost 15 lakhs, and the number of policy holders also have increased. Number of policies have also increased to almost 30 crores. So,
Okay.
so this has been the
Lovely.
main reason.
Today, out of this 30 crore policy holders, right? In other terms, what I would say is even if you have 30 crore policy holders, LIC as a company is it's a bit of relaxed, right? There's no pressure to make money, right? Whereas this mutual funds is not like that. Here, the market demands an aggression, right? There, the market does not demand an aggression. So, how long did it take for you to, change it? Was it difficult for you to change from this being passive to very aggressive?
This is a very, very interesting question, because I'll tell you. See, for both the organizations, those who are in the financial sector, getting money for whether it is LIC policy or mutual fund is always a marketing activity, a core marketing activity of the respective organization or companies. But LIC has one goodness, that they have this patient capital. The policies
Yeah.
will be for 15, 20, 25, 50 years, and the person who will be taking a policy, he will be aware of this fact that he has to continue for 5, 10, 15, 20
Yeah.
years. So this is, but for us, for mutual fund, as you have rightly said, it is extremely challenging, because people have very high expectations of from mutual fund, that, and they want that within a couple of days, couple of months, or couple of years their money should be doubled or the returns should be magical.
Yes.
So initially also I also had lot of pressure, and after understanding the nuances of the mutual fund, this is the challenge I started getting into. But then we realized that since LIC, we are part of LIC group company, and there is trust of billions of people
Yeah.
on LIC, and the returns that we generate and that we pay to the customer. And this is what, see, since beginning when I have been appointed in LIC in 1989, all our teachers, faculty members, they used to say only one thing, the in LIC, that that you are the trustee of the widow's money. So though the investment may be 1%, 2% less, but your prime responsibility should be to refund the money at the time of any event that may occur because of any reason. So that thought is deep inside our core. And when I was posted here in mutual fund, so that thought I carried here, and I discussed with the equity team, debt team, had long discussions, and we I understood the philosophy also, and then we made a planning also that we should not run after the returns, because returns are not or it does not guarantee that you will remain number one or number two or in the top five for all the times to come, because equity market is extremely volatile. Suppose I have taken a bet on certain sector, it is possible that tomorrow that sector goes down, tomorrow some other sector will become hero, then day after tomorrow some other sector will become hero. So what we thought of and we planned that we will, instead of chasing returns, we should be focusing on consistency of returns. हम लोग जो है, so we will remain average, we will remain in quartile 2, the upper band of quartile 2, and we shall try to remain consistent and give consistent returns to the mutual fund investors. So with this philosophy only we have been working for the last 3.5 years, and I am extremely thankful also, and I sincerely appreciate all the investors of all over India. That when I joined at that time, the equity AUM was 7,500 crores. Now it has grown to 20,000 crores, almost 20,000 crores
In less than 3 years.
in almost 3 years
3 years,
time.
yeah.
And April 23 I joined,
Yes.
and now it is June, April.
Yes, yeah.
So, and the overall AUM also, combining debt, hybrid, equity, ETFs. During when I had joined in April 23, at that time the AUM was around 16,526 crores. Now it has grown by more than 200% to almost 52,000 crores. So we are extremely thankful to God also, and to all the investors also, all the policy holders of LIC, the Indian citizens, for supporting us and making us an important brand.
Lovely. But you are from a small town yourself, right? And traditionally, if not for LIC, you would have also invested in golds and other things, right? That is what most of the people till today do. In the last couple of years, because of the mutual fund Sahi Hai campaign, a lot of people have started getting an awareness of mutual fund, but there's still a lot of hesitance in taking that risk, right? When you already have a 30 crore people who are already your customer base, right? How is it? Is it challenging for you to sell for the same 30 crore for mutual funds? Is the cross sell upsell easy today, or is it difficult for you?
No, first and foremost, I'll tell you, the customer data for each organization is sacrosanct. So though we are part of LIC, the customer they are not shared with us, and it's good also. We are an independent company managed by independent board also. Though they are our LICs are sponsor, but we are doing all our hard work, our distribution, everything on our own with the entire set of our retail and insti team. We are doing it on our own. So this is one thing. Now coming to small town and customers, I'll tell you that 2 years back in October 24, we have launched Pocket SIP. pocket SIP means SIP can be started with a daily SIP of rupees 100,
100 rupees.
or a weekly SIP of 150 rupees, or a monthly SIP of 200 rupees. And the difference is, the pocket daily SIP of 100 rupees means for a month you will be deducted with around 2000 rupees, because NAV come on Monday to Friday only. So it will
22
be
working
2000
days.
or 2100 rupees ये monthly, this will be the monthly deduction from your salary. अगर वीकली है, if you have opted for weekly SIP, the deduction will be 600 rupees or 750 at the most. 5 weeks are there, then 750. Or if you have chosen 200 rupees monthly SIP, then only 200 rupees. And I am extremely proud and happy to say that more than 2 lakh pocket SIP we have been able to procure or garner within this short period of less than 2 years, 1.5 years. And they are mostly of 100 rupees, 125, 200 rupees, which means that small town people also, or the people who are having low income, they have started with us, and depending upon their experience, they may be further accelerating it to say 500 rupees, 1000 rupees, or 2000, 10,000, etc. They can do the same.
And this is all digital.
All it can be done through digital also, manually also, physical applications also. Both are possible.
Okay.
We have integrated UPI, AutoPay, all those systems through our website, through our mobile app, LICMF Investor app. People can, or the various fintech channels are also there. They can opt from there, and they can transact into our daily, this SIP, daily, weekly or monthly SIP, pocket SIP.
Particularly in the last 18 to 24 months, you have launched a lot of new funds.
Right.
Can you tell us about that, please?
Right. So last around 2 years, we have launched around 4 or 5 funds, and one is about consumption fund, which we launched last year after the announcement of Prime Minister from August, from Red Fort, that he's going to change the GST and all those slabs, etc. We were the first company to launch the consumption fund. Others were also having other AMCs, but we were extremely fortunate to get that favorable this thing. Then we launched our technology fund. We launched our multi-asset allocation fund. We got very good support from all the distributors, investors, corporates also. And we launched our manufacturing fund, because Government of India is giving a lot of thrust on manufacturing, improving its share from 17-18% to 25% of the GDP. And we are extremely bullish about manufacturing sector. And by 2047, Vikshit Bharat, we definitely believe that manufacturing sector is going to be one of the bellwether of the entire Indian GDP growth rate. So these are our initiatives, NFOs, which we have launched, and I am extremely happy to say that we have got very good support from the distributors. Almost 90% support we have got from all the MFDs and LIC agents.
Okay.